No, they told me when I did it. They called me up. They heard my intros. And they're like, dude, how do you do those intros? I said, well, I spent my whole career in radio, which they knew. And I said, I still have some friends in radio, and I write the copy, and I tell them what I want, all the elements and everything, and then they do it for me. And they're like, well, can you do one for our show? I said, of course. For you guys, anything. So I wrote it and had it produced, and they liked it, and they use it. They're like, we got to bring you on the show sometime, man. I said, I'll come on your show if that's what you want to do. I'd love to. Waiting for that phone call. They are very good dudes, though. I enjoy hanging out with them when we do these conventions and shows and events. We exchange ideas, and we have our own little breakers, customers, Rolodex. We know who you all are. Tyson, you got the NFC North. Laureen with the NFC East. Frank, you got the AFC West. Ryan O with the AFC South. Tim with the AFC East. Tyson with the NFC West. Reynolds, you got the NFC South. And Jay Swan has the mighty AFC North. This is a box of Unparalleled. This is a one-of-one in the world autographed Ohtani bat. That's going to go for money, I think, even more than probably a jersey, simply because it's a bat, and that's dope. Even more rare than a jersey is his bat. Don't you think his bats are more rare than jerseys? I do. Here comes a Galactic Refractor. Right freaking now. Good luck. Yeah, I know, Jason, but the problem is, how do you do that? That takes so much time. To go in and look at the market. I used to do it. I do average market pricing guarantee. So I look at 3 or 4 other places. I look at eBay. There was one other source. And then I would have like 4 columns of pricing. Dallas Cowboys, 79, 59, 89, 69. And I would average my price for that team. But you know how long that takes to do? I don't have the time for that anymore. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't. And I've tried to hire somebody and like, can you do the PYT pricing? But all the people I know are dads. They're busy. They got a full-time job. They got kids. They got baseball practice. They've got singing lessons, piano lessons, overtime at work. Server went down. They got to go in to fix their server at work. Like, trying to find someone to do that is difficult, for me at least. Every once in a while, someone will go, I'll get pricing for you. But then you can't find the teams because all the good teams are gone. By the time you look, you're like, oh, well, they don't have Dallas, Browns, Seahawks, and so are missing. So then you got to go look for it another break and find it. It's just time consuming, really. That's why I don't do them too much. I would love to do them. It's definitely a higher profit margin. I could actually make money doing this. There's Mike White, NFC East. That'll be for you, Laureen. I'm just going to ask him for the keys to the castle. I think they have a literally some sort of algorithm that they use based on the price point and the weighted value of the rookies. So it's probably like, oh, the Texans for 2017 are like 40% or whatever. You know? And yes, it's also give and take what someone's willing to pay for it. There's also a difference because check this out. For PYT, we were talking about this. All of us breakers have customers that are big PC fans and collect their Eagles or their Cowboys or whatever. So realistically, you can technically price them whatever you want. They're going to buy them. Every time. They got to have them. But that may not work for me because I don't have a big Seahawks guy or I don't have a big Steelers guy. But I may have a big Giants guy. But the Giants are a top tier team. So it's just an interesting dynamic. Group break checklists used to, they got shut down by the other guys. They used to post the PYT pricing. You could go on there and you could see what everyone was pricing the teams at. And I think all the other breakers freaked out and were like, yo, you can't do that. And they were like, oh, okay, we won't. But that would be great. But they didn't do that anymore. And that's the other thing. It's a little frustrating because everyone waits to the last minute. They think they're going to drop the pricing, and I don't drop the pricing because everyone waits for it. I like to be ahead of you suckers. I got to be smarter than the customers. And they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait. Chris is going to drop the pricing. You won't see me do that often. What I'll do is I'll just grab all the teams and run it in my EBW. And I might make even more because I can add $3 in the EBW per team. But because it's an EBW for the Bills and the Browns or the Texans in 2017, it works. But it's just a lot more work. And remember, I'm pretty much a solo operation here except for help with sorting and packing. There's no one else to help like manage the spots that are being sold real time and stuff. Austin Pro, we never figured out if he's related to Ricky or not. I'm open to ideas. We always go back and forth here at TSB. I've also created the niche for randoms because they're cheaper. You can get the Texans in 2017 select for cheaper than you can by buying them or whatever. Or NT. Rex Burkhead. There's a name from the past. There's a rookie focus. Mason Rudolph, week 6, he's coming out. Mason Rudolph. Yeah, I mean, I just use the market leaders, and I also find some who are, for lack, I don't know, smaller maybe, meaning volume-wise. Because I like PYTs because I can make more money. You know, these randoms, you have to sell things at market price, you know.